Hi, my name is Christy Schroeder, and this is my nephew Max, and he's in 3rd grade. And I decided to do my children's literary project on a 3rd grade science. And the objective of this is to describe the movement of the Earth and the Moon, and to see the different changes that the Moon makes. And we'll go ahead and start by reading this book. It's called The Moon Seems to Change by Franklin M. Branley. Tonight, take a look at the sky. See if the moon is there. It may be big and round. It is the full moon. Maybe you will see only part of it. It may be a quarter moon, or it may be only a little silver. It is called a crescent moon. As the nights go by, you can see changes in the moon. After the moon is full, you can see less and less of it. There are 3 or 4 nights with no moon at all. Then you see more and more of it. The moon seems to change. Does it look like the moon's changing, Max? Yeah. It really doesn't. It seems to change because the moon goes around the Earth. As it goes around, we see more of it. The moon gets bigger. It is a waxing moon. Or we see less of it. The moon gets smaller. It is a waning moon. You see how it's a waxing moon? And it gets bigger. And then it decreases. Cool, huh? Half of the moon is always lighted by the sun. Half is lighted, and half is always in the darkness. It's the same with Earth. While one half of Earth is having sunshine and daylight, the other half is getting no sun. It is night. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah? That half of the world is night while we're during the day? Cool, huh? So, a day on Earth is how long? Do you know?
24 hours.
It is 24 hours. Do you know how long a day is on the moon? It is almost a month long. Whoa! Huh. That's a long day. It takes the moon about 4 weeks to go around the Earth. That's a long time to go around the Earth, huh? Mm-hmm. As the moon goes around the Earth, it is sometimes between Earth and the sun. The dark half of the moon is facing us. We cannot see any of the lighted half. This is called a new moon. We saw a new moon back here, huh? Earlier. Mm-hmm. A night or 2 later, the moon has moved a little bit along the path around Earth. We can then see a small part of the lighted half. It is called a crescent moon. Is that a crescent moon right there? Mm-hmm. Half of it. You can see a little bit of it. We see it just after the sunset. It is in the west, where we see the sun go down. You may be able to see it before the sky is dark. Sometimes, have you ever seen the moon before the sky gets dark? Cool, huh? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can see it in the daytime. Have you ever seen it in the morning when you go to school, still up in the sky? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Each night, the moon seems to grow. Have you ever seen that? Mm-hmm. How big does it get sometimes?
It gets really big.
It does get really big. Sometimes it can get really small too, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The moon is waxing. We can see it a bit more on the lighted half. About a week after the moon is new, it has become a first quarter moon. It looks like this. You see that? Mm-hmm. How it's half? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can see it in the afternoon before the sky gets dark. I've seen that. Have you seen that? Yeah. After another week, the moon is on one side of the Earth. The sun is on the other side. We can see all the lighted half of the moon. It is a full moon. Full moon is big. Can you see the craters in the moon when it's a full moon? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We see it in the east as the sun sets in the west. We can see it in the daytime. Each night after it's full, we see less and less of the moon. The moon is waning. It is about a week. It is a quarter moon. This is the third quarter. It can be seen after midnight. After that, the moon once becomes a crescent. What was a crescent moon again?
It was like this.
It was the half.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Each night, the crescent gets a bit thinner. We would see it later and later in the night, long after we're usually asleep. A few days later, we cannot see the moon at all. Do you remember what that was?
Mm-hmm. A new moon.
A new moon, yep. It is once again a new moon. About 4 weeks after the moon is new, we have another new moon because it does the same rotation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 nights later, the moon has become a thin crescent, which is, what was it again?
Crescent moon.
Yeah, it's the sliver of the moon. Night after night, the same changes occur. Keep watch on the sky and you will see the changes. New moon, crescent moon, first quarter, and full moon. Third quarter, crescent, and back to new moon. Altogether, the changes are called the phases of the moon. Cool. So now, we're going to do an experiment, and what we're going to do is, this is going to be the sun. And what I would do is I would have 2 kids get together, because it's only me and Max. I'm going to be his buddy today. And we would need a flashlight, a styrofoam ball, a pencil, and then also a marker. And what we'll do is we would stick the pencil on top of, or underneath, just enough so that it sticks on the pencil. So I'll go ahead and have you hold that, Max. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line starting from the bottom and all the way around. Do you want to do that for us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you go ahead and do that. If you need me to hold it, I will. Good job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a big X on one of the sides. So you pick which side you want to draw it on. Either on this side or on that side. Cool. So what this indicates is this is going to be our moon. So what we're going to have Max do is he's going to stand up and face me right here. And what you want to do is you want to turn the X towards you. You always want to be looking at the X, okay?
Okay.
So what this means is this is the side of the moon that we will always see, because we don't always see this side over here, because the moon just gravitates around Earth, which is going to be Max's head. So you need to hold the moon up like this so you can still see the X, and up a little bit. And I am going to be the sun, which is the flashlight. So we see, can you see the X in front of you, Max?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like, though?
It looks dark.
Yeah, it's dark. So what was that? What did we learn about that? It was the new moon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go ahead and rotate your body a little bit with the X still in front of you. You can hold it right in front of you. So do you see some of it?
Mm-hmm.
Is some of it dark still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So rotate your body again with the X where it's supposed to be. So what is that? Is half of it lit up? Is half of it still dark?
Mm-hmm.
So what is that?
It's a half moon? Oh, quarter moon.
A quarter moon, yeah. So rotate all the way again. So what's that?
A full moon.
A full moon, because you can see all of it. And then rotate again.
New
You can
moon.
see.
A new moon.
No, you can't see a new moon yet. The sun's still on some of it. So it's a quarter moon, and then a crescent, and then back to
New
a
moon.
new moon. Good job. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit down again. Good job, Max. Was that cool?
Mhm.
So you can see how the moon gravitates or rotates around the Earth. And did you see all the different phases in there?
Mhm.
The quarter moon and the crescent moon and the
And the
full moon
full moon.
and the
The
new moon. Yeah. So you held the styrofoam ball so that the X was on its way always towards you. So you always saw one side. That's the way it is with the moon. The same half is always towards Earth. The only time that we saw the other side of the moon was when the astronauts went up to the moon. That's cool, huh? We never had seen the other half of the moon ever before. Sometimes we see a lot of the part of the moon that is turned towards us, and sometimes only a little bit of it. The moon grows bigger and then gets smaller. The moon seems to change, and it goes through phases because it goes around the Earth. So in that picture, we see the different phases of the moon that we can see outside of our window. Huh. Different phases, the full moon, quarter moon, crescent moon. So now what we're going to do is another little experiment just to kind of see if Max can remember what the moon, different phases of the moon is. So we have an Oreo for him. So go ahead and take the top off the Oreo and make sure that we're going to be using that side. So go ahead and save that for later. And what I want you to do, I want you to show me, let's see, so what's a full moon? Is it already at a full moon? Or
It's like all you can see all of it.
all of the moon. So that would be a full moon. So now I want you to show me a quarter moon.
A quarter moon is about half of a moon.
So take off what you think is of the frosting, what you think. And just take the frosting off and set it on your other half of the cookie. That is right. So it's half of the moon that you can see, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So now I want you to show me what a crescent moon is.
Okay.
Oh, the moon's falling apart. Go ahead and take some of that middle part out.
Okay.
And then you can mold it back together. Good job. So that is a a crescent moon. Good job. Now show me what a full moon is.
A full moon is?
I mean, a new moon. Sorry, you were going to do it right. A new moon. Where you can't see any of the moon. Yeah, there's a shadow on the moon from the sun, huh? I mean, from the Earth. Good job. You want to sit back up here for a minute? So, what I would do after that is I would go ahead and send them home with this flip book where they would see all the different phases of the moon. So we would go ahead and have them cut it out or take it home and cut it out and staple the ends together. And then they can flip through the different phases of the book. And that could just be something that could help them remember the different phases, and if they're out and about and just looking up in the sky at night, they would be able to identify what phase the moon is. And that is my literary project, and I really enjoyed teaching you, Max. I hope you enjoyed learning about the moon, and hopefully I'll be able to do this one day. Thank you.